Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report, the day after your New York Yankees take a 2-0 lead in the American League Championship Series. What's going on, brother?
Not much, dude. Obviously stoked for your Yankees, obviously. Great game, dude, but I think we all kind of expected this to kind of happen. I mean, seems like the Guardians don't have much of a leg to stand on. And yeah, dude, pumped for tonight. Mets, let's go. Game 3 here at City, so pumped for that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you are. Have you been monitoring the secondary ticket market?
Actually, no, I haven't looked at it since we looked at it yesterday. I would imagine they've gone up.
Alerts.
Nah, it seems like Jay. I mean, you said it, dude. The fair weather fan, like not really in it.
I thought
dude.
I was the bad guy saying that.
No, I mean, you still are the bad guy.
I feel like I was going to ask you though, but then I wanted to. I don't know. I was just saying a bunch of things at the same time, but with that whole thing about the Guardians and expecting, I wasn't sure like if that was supposed to be like a DNR type of shot or like what you were going at there.
No. I mean, that's just like, I mean, we talked about it. I mean, you know, even you said, doesn't matter what team the Yankees face, they're going to beat either the Royals or the Guardians. It didn't really matter. And so I feel like
I don't know if I said that.
You did say, I said, who would you want to play? And you said, doesn't matter. We can beat either of them.
Oh, right. But what I would say, it just seems like we're like falling into it again. And most of it is really just DNR. Like I was saying, I just listening at the end of the show today was absolutely insane.
Was it really that bad?
But yes, it was. And I just think we can never underestimate how difficult it is to win any playoff game against any team, whether it's on the moon, whether it's in Cleveland, whether it's in New York, whether it's in Los Angeles. They're all difficult. And I just think this like monotone like thing about, it's not that hard. It's fucking hard. It's exhilarating as a fan watching the games. And I just think there's some downplaying of that. Like no game is easy. And I think no one knows that better than actually a couple guys here. I would say, well, I guess everybody who's commenting knows. So why don't we, before we get to the comments, what's your thought there? Because it just seems like you're kind of making it seem like this is some cakewalk. And it's like, you should have seen me and Matt watching the game last night. There was no fucking cake.
Well, no, I mean, listen, I don't know what you heard on DNR, but I'm not saying anything's a cakewalk, but this is like what everyone has predicted. So it's not like a surprise that they're up 2-0 at this point. And they're looking pretty dominant, and the Guardians look like they're in shambles. Like, that's not surprising to me.
Yeah, I guess it's just like what I'm saying is it's not easy. It's not easy. And it's just the way
I'm not saying
Dave is, I think Dave needs to be humbled a little bit. I'm sorry, man.
I don't know, man.
Yanni, who's in the comments, is always going to come to his defense, and Rick plays into it too, man. But like I've said a million times, it's like it's a New York show. There's millions of Yankee fans out here, and I just think they're getting trapped in the moment as fans. It's like us fans, we want to talk about the Yankees, want to listen about the Yankees, and we don't want to hear just like these little like slights that come into play. There's no reason for it, and you know why? I demand and expect better from them because I have been able to do it, Tony. I have not had any type of Met shade in weeks on the show, and I'm the number one person that everybody looks at for this type of thing. I haven't said one bad thing. So if I could fucking do it, they could do it, and they need to do a better job of that.
I don't know about not saying one bad thing about the Mets.
Please name me the last time, because I know all last week there was not one thing that I said other than maybe that I wasn't interested in the game, but it's like that's not a shade. That's just like a fact.
Yeah, but don't you think it's the same thing that you say? It's like, are you expecting Dave to be excited for the
Not
Yankees?
excited, but don't always come just be like, oh yeah, that was like a tough, grinded out game. Cole didn't have his best stuff. They got the job done. That was pretty impressive. Not, oh, it's the Guardians. It's like, I that just like to me is like, you just don't get it. And you should get it. And to me, it's a little embarrassing and a little unprofessional, to be honest. I'm sorry. It just is. You can never underestimate how difficult it is to win in October. That if it was so easy, both, a million teams, all these teams with these droughts and playoffs, they wouldn't exist, Tony. That's the point, is it's fucking hard and it's not easy. And that's the point that needs to be made. And it's not also, Dave, just about the Mets right now. So I just think he could use a little humble pie right now.
Wow, dude. I think it's time for you to call into that show, dude.
I mean, it might be coming if they didn't make you wait 5 hours on the phone. Maybe I would.
All right, let's get to some comments here. By the way, we got top of the show. Josh B on the reg says, "What up, fam? Yankees, big W."
Let's
hashtag
fucking go.
hashtag sports DTV. Tommy Donovan says, "What's up, fellas? Let's go Yanks, dude."
Let's fucking go, Tommy.
Kev Deuce says, "Let's go. Nice win for the Yanks, but who are they really playing? But good win anyway." He says, "Let's fucking go Mets. We are home. East side is the best side."
Yeah, see, Kev would be the poster child for what I'm talking about. But continue.
Matthew Gabriel says, "Let's go," as well as Lonnie in the house, dude.
Yeah.
We look at this. Barnes bring out the Yankees gear. I see you, my guy. Tony, where is your Yankee jersey this morning, sir? Ha 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 ha. JK, where's your Mets gear, my guy? You should be repping
the cameras, the hat,
listen,
the shade, the angle.
Don't like the angle.
Opponent.
Can't wear that hat, dude. Teaching today. Keep it professional.
Oh yeah, you need to wear the jersey to the class.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's so easy, dude. Class is so easy, Tony. Why do you even go? It's just a cakewalk, right? It's so easy, right? Anybody can do it. Continue.
Ronnie throws that hashtag the company. Matthew Gabriel says, "Playoffs, the playoffs. You got to play who's in front of you, and that is it." Josh B.
He knows it. He
for
knows
Matty
it.
G. He knows it. Far from a cakewalk. He says.
He knows it.
Josh B. What up, Matty G? Kev Dude. Tommy Donovan says, "Too many people saying it's been an easy road because we didn't beat the O's or the Stros. We beat the teams who beat them,
and we beat who was on our fucking schedule, Dave. So instead of fantasizing about the casino outside of Citi Field in Juan Soto, just have a reality check. How about that?"
Wow, dude. Matthew Ryan says, "How do you win series? Mets fans, you dominate." I don't know. I think there's got to be some punctuation in there. Anyway, Captain says TCA. Matthew Gabriel says, "Preach Barnes. Preach, brother man." And then Alani says, "I'm not coming to defense of that Yankee hater Dave. Love that guy, but he is going to trash the Yanks any chance."
I just think he just
get,
should be careful.
dude.
That's all I'm saying.
And Matthew Ryan spewing some nonsense. Matthew Gabriel says, "Respect your opponent always." Has Dave now reached the level of Dan Grassa? That's really geared towards you, dude.
No, but like I would like to have a conversation with him though. So maybe Yanni, right, with his ties to the station.
I guess he's got the in, right?
Maybe just give me his phone number.
Yeah,
I'll just
right.
Send him a text. Dave, listen, I didn't want to like call in and act like I'm getting on your case too much. Renee in the building, route for the Yankees.
Good morning. Oh, sorry. I saw you keep going there. Chokery says, "We will sweep the Guardians. Let's go Yankees."
Let's go, Chokery.
And then
He's
how about,
pumped up. Was texting me during the game last night.
Absolutely love it. Jonathan Taylor,
John
dude.
Boy. JT is
Stay
riled up.
Focus.
He knows it. He knows it. Love to see that out of John.
And Matthew Ryan says, "Read my comments, Tony. Don't skip over them." Well, maybe you should bring something of sustenance here to the table, dude. And then Lonnie says, "Yo, Barnes, we're going at Dave this morning. This is spicy. Nah, bring that to air, man. Bring the radio juice, dude."
No, I want to, but like I said, do you have some like I don't know, promo code, Lonnie, that I can like jump ahead? Like, I mean, come on. Like it's just stuff I want to like. I'm listening to the car. I'm in the car for what, half hour, 40 minutes every morning on the way to work.
Right.
So can
not
you
enough
just,
time though.
But I mean, can I just wait? I don't know, 15 minutes on hold and get through, and that's it?
Is it at the top of the show that you're tuning into?
It depends on the morning. Depends how late the Yankee game went the night before.
Because they don't normally get to calls till at least the half hour mark, right?
Yeah. No. But it's more around the 7 o'clock hour. But I'm just saying, and sometimes. But again, it depends on the subject matter. And then, like, for instance, like, and I get, there's a schedule of things. They have a 4-hour show. Maybe just timing is bad. But, like, the first thing I tuned in today, and it's not even that they were talking about the Mets. They're talking about the Jets. And it's like, the Jets don't have a game till Sunday. Can we talk about the Yankees? Like, it's just, I don't know. I just think there needs to be, just some more variety there.
I think if you call in, you have a nice, like, sit down conversation there. You can figure something out.
I hope so, because Rick and Dave, they're great, but I just think it just, I would like to, like I said, if I could do it, they could do it.
And you think you do it well?
I think recently there's not been one thing I said. I'm worried about the Yankees playoff run here, and I have not had any slights at all. So I don't know what you want me to do. It's just like it's like, I don't know. It's like a disease, Tony. Honestly, it really is.
Matthew Ryan, actually Lonnie says, I wish the man made me wait hours to say happy birthday to Rick. A-hole move, but dedication right. And that's pretty much up to date. Unless you want to get some more Matthew Ryan stuff.
No, I don't want to do that. But I'll send you this while in our quick break. So let's just go, Tony. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. Let's go
to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it, Tony. Skip. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So the Yankees with the game 2 victory last night over the Guardians by the final score of 6-3. And, as I mentioned, at the top of the show, me and Matthew dialed in with JT and Pooch. They were in the building as well, watching pitch by pitch of this one, a pitching matchup that, and obviously it didn't feature for as long as we had thought, but featured Tanner Bybee, by the way.
It is
all
Bybee.
This time I thought it was Beebe.
I could have sworn I heard someone on the broadcast say BB again.
Yeah, but most of the
Bybee
time was a Bybee call.
Yeah, I heard that.
And Garrett Cole. So if you want to go, play by play here, obviously the Guardians, being the road team, came to bat first. Cole, 1, 2, 3 first. So you felt pretty good about that. You had a pop out from Quan. Manzardo struck out, and he gets Jose Ramirez, who had hit him well, and it always hits well Yankee Stadium, to fly out. So then you were on to the bottom of the first, and right away, Gleyber Torres, once again, a complete revelation, Tony.
Dude, he's unbelievable.
At the leadoff spot. 3 hits last night, including that leadoff double. Soto gets into the mix with a single himself. So you got first and third. Nobody out. Judge up. Is this the moment? We have a pop-up, and we were talking about it with Pooch, too, and John, and I guess it's the umpire's discretion. They don't go infield fly, Tony. He drops the ball. Brian Rocchio drops the ball. So Gleyber Torres scores. So that gave the Yankees that run, that inning. Unfortunately, Wells, Stanton, and Chisholm weren't able to do anything. Second inning, leadoff single, Josh Naylor. But then Cole gets Thomas to fly out, Brennan to strike out, and Jimenez to fly out. Bottom of the second, Anthony Volpe. Oh, maybe we're seeing signs of life here. A single to center. And how about Anthony Rizzo? Hit in game 1, gets a hit here. So you get first and second, nobody out. So this is, or actually you have first and third. And this is the situation we talked about. Runners in scoring position. Can they hit him in? Can it not be from a wild pitch or an error? And Alex Verdugo finally, has a big hit here, a double, scoring Volpe, bringing Riz to third. Gleyber Torres pops out, and then this was, what you felt maybe, could be a turning point in the game here. And you would never expect this in a million years, but obviously Judge, has been struggling in the playoffs. They intentionally walk Juan Soto to load the bases, 1 out, Judge up, and they pull the starting pitcher. So BB only gets 5 outs. They go to Cade Smith, one of their better relievers to face Judge. Quick pause here, Tony. What was your thoughts on that? Pulling the starting pitcher, second inning, setting up bases loaded for Judge. We know he's struggling. We know you have a good reliever in there, but were you just like, are you kidding kind of? Or?
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, understanding maybe Judge is struggling to walk Soto to pitch to him. I don't think that was a bad move, but pulling Bybee, kind of weird, dude.
Yeah.
I'm understanding he's kind of in a jam here, but he's supposed to be like your ace.
But you know what it shows? Obviously, they believe more in their bullpen than their starters.
Right, clearly.
And they have a good bullpen. No one's disputing that. So Judge gets under this one. Sack fly, though, scores Rizzo 3-0. And then Austin Wells strike out. You go to the top of the third. Cole strikes out Bo Naylor, gives up a single to Brian Rocchio, the rookie shortstop, who's actually been on fire this postseason. I think he's got a hit in every postseason game. He walks Quan, so first and second, 1 out. You're feeling a little nervous, but then Manzardo follows out. Ramirez flies out to center. Onto the bottom of the third, 1-2-3. Stanton with a ground out. Chisholm fouls out, and Volpe strikes out swing. Top of the fourth, Josh Naylor with a single, and then Lane Thomas reaches on an infield single to short, just didn't have the angle. So you got first and second, nobody out. Fortunately, you get Will Brennan, what you thought maybe was a double play ball, but just kind of hitting a weird spot. So you get 1 out there. So second and third, 1 out. He walks Jimenez. So bases loaded. And again, Stephen Vogt, Tony, going to the bench early, going with David Fry here to pinch hit for Bo Naylor. Obviously had the big grand slam in the series before, but making these big moves early, maybe a few innings earlier than people expected, but he gets antsy. First pitch, pops out to third base, and then he gets Rocchio on a backdoor knuckle curveball, Tony, which was kind of nuts. So on to the bottom of the fourth, Rizzo grounds out. Verdugo strikes out. Glaber, another hit, almost gets picked off because he takes a big turn around first, but luckily dives back and then was doing like the whole thing to the dugout, which was kind of funny. And then Soto grounds out. So end of the inning, on to the top of the fifth. And who would have thought going into this inning that Garrett Cole wouldn't get through this inning? But Quan leads off with a single. He gives up a single to Manzardo, and then Jose Ramirez walks. So bases loaded, nobody out. So this is really kind of one of those turning points of the game. He gets Josh Naylor to hit into a sac fly. So 3-1 now, but 1 out. And then you got a runner on third. He walks Lance Thomas after Jose Ramirez stole second. And then they go to Clay Holmes, and he gets a ground ball hit in the right spot, so it scores a run. So 3-2. He walks Jimenez, but then strikes out Austin Hedges. So once again, Clay Holmes, big spot, a lot earlier in the game than he had been pitching in really his whole career, gets the job done. Guardians bullpen again. Morgan 1-2-3, Judge, Wells, and Stanton all with fly out, pop outs. And then the sixth inning, I was surprised about this. This is one of those things again. No, I don't believe in superstition, but it's just kind of how you get through these things. So obviously watching the game with Matt, Holmes didn't throw that many pitches. So I was expecting him to go back out there for the sixth inning, but they go to Tim Hill, who had given up a run the previous game. So I was a little nervous about that, but he strikes out Brian Rocchio. He gets Quan to line out the third, and then he gets Manzardo to ground out. So those were 3 big outs from Tim Hill. And then on to the bottom of the sixth, Jazz Chisholm with a double to left. So it's like, finally, Jazz, here we go. Hadn't really done much in the playoffs at all. Volpe walks. So you have first and second, nobody out. And then Jazz gets picked off second. I was so annoyed about that. The slide step, no one's stealing any bases. I was just thinking to myself, like, what are we doing? Like, just I was telling Matt, just stand on the bag.
Right.
Like, avoid it. So that was, kind of tough. Fortunately, Anthony Rizzo, Tony, I mean, it just, you question the move going into this series. His second hit of the game drives in Anthony Volpe. So it's like, wow, maybe that championship pedigree coming into play here. Verdugo flies out after that. So it was 4-2. And then Glaber Torres, makes the final out of the inning there. So on to the 7th inning. Tim Hill stays in the game, which was surprising. He gets Jose Ramirez to ground out. and Josh Naylor to ground to third. So I think it's one of those things, Tony, where, he's really reinvented himself since coming to the Yankees, was a very mediocre pitcher. But I think these hitters have such a tough time, like reading the ball off of him because of his release point. I mean, basically being on the ground. They're not used to that. And I think that's why these big hitters like a Ramirez and Naylor are unable to get on top of the ball.
Oh yeah, especially I mean, like you said, those are big hitters for the Guardians who have been hot too,
Right.
and they've been ice cold. I know Naylor obviously started to heat up maybe a little bit, but regardless, dude, I mean, it's definitely playing a factor.
Yeah. So then they go to the bullpen. Thomas coming up. They like the matchup with Canely. He walks him, but then gets Will Brennan to ground out to second. So on to the bottom of the 7th inning. And then we have a Gleyber Torres single to lead off the inning. Juan Soto flies out. And then Aaron Judge comes up, finally has his moment in this postseason, a home run to center that just kept going and going. The broadcast, it seemed like they weren't sure if it was going to go out. Carries it out to center, 414 feet, 6-2 Yankees. Judge even said when the ball was in the air, the ghost from Monument Park carried it over the fence, which was just kind of funny that he said that. And did the video go through, Tony?
Oh yeah, I got you right here.
So we have Devin, our GAF rep at the game last night, just sent me over the video of Judge's home run. So I have not seen this yet. So excited to see what we got here.
Let's do it.
Yeah, these seats are the best. I've sat here before.
Kind of crazy, dude. Yeah. This is sick, dude. Oh my God, he dropped his phone, dude. That's mad funny.
Really blame him?
I don't think so, dude. That's
an awesome video. So shout out Devin for sending me that over. You can't beat that, Tony. You really can't.
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm saying the video.
The video, like being there for that moment while you're recording, like that's dope. Dude. That's awesome. It
Unreal.
Really is.
So after that, Yankees, Wells line out. Blake Lively comes in, or Ben Lively, who had taken the roster spot of Alex Cobb, who started game 1, got injured, all of that. Gets Stanton to ground out. 8th inning, Canely stays on. And he gets Jimenez to strike out. Hedges grounds out. He gives up a single to Brian Rocchio, but then he gets Stephen Kwan to fly out to center. So 6-2 going into the bottom of the 8th. Chisholm grounds out. Volpe with a single. So again, Volpe looks like maybe he's coming to life here. Verdugo walks after a Rizzo strikeout, but then the ump really gives a call there, a pitch that was 2 balls or 3 balls above the strike zone, calls out Gleyber. And then Yankees non-safe situation, turn to Luke Weaver. He gets Manzardo to line out to the left, but then gives up his first run since he was named Yankee closer. Jose Ramirez gets him. I believe it was a changeup. Kind of was, caught too much of the plate. So that gives Ramirez his first home run of this series, but then gets Naylor and Thomas to ground out. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win, Tony. Day off today. On to Cleveland tomorrow. Setting up a pitching matchup of Clark Schmidt versus Matthew Boyd. So the Yankees in a good spot right now. And I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to take care of business at home, do what you can on the road, and that's how you win series. And the Yankees have to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, absolutely. I mean, everything's going right for them right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, the people have talked about it too. I mean, they're not even necessarily playing their best baseball yet. This is the first time we've kind of seen Judge have an impactful at bat. In terms of bringing some runs. So I mean, that's huge, dude. If he starts to heat up, like, I mean, if you're like a fan of Cleveland, it's just like, I mean, I don't know what leg you have to stand on to have any hope. Honestly, it's kind of it's like you said, they still got to go out there and win games. But I mean, if you're Guardians, it's looking pretty bleak, dude.
And I think the thing too, though, is like while you're saying, maybe they haven't played their best baseball, but I do feel like, and especially last night, I think it was 11 hits they had. I mean, they're getting those hits. They're making contact when they need to, and they've had some big home runs.
Right.
You think about Stanton's home run from last series. Stanton's home run 2 days ago to kind of ice the game, and then this home run So they've gotten the home runs when they've needed to. Soto's as well
Yeah.
from game one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they don't, like, the Yankees don't play their best baseball unless Aaron Judge is playing his best, and he has been playing his best yet. So it's just like I'm saying, there's just like another level to this, sort of deal. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I think, and that's scary for opposing pitchers when you have in the middle of your lineup. And it'll be interesting to see too. His last at bat, he made some hard contact. Probably had 4 or 5 swings that were like kind of like home run type of contact, but foul Austin Wells, and then he ended up flying out. So like you hope he can get going. And I think the thing is for Boone, it's like you've won 5 out of your 6 first playoff games. So it's like you don't really want to change things up, but hard to not ask, like, Wells, like, it's been, a month or more where he hasn't really been hitting. You put Stanton right behind Judge. Might be something to think about, or do you agree with the old adage, Tony, if it ain't broke,
don't fix it. Yeah, I wouldn't touch a damn thing.
Even with Wells, like,
don't care.
Maybe the last at bat gets him going too.
Maybe, yeah, exactly.
Finally making contact. I mean, every other time,
so bad,
swinging through pitches.
And did he pick somebody off?
No, he didn't.
Never mind.
He made a good throw on a steal, but it wasn't.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah,
the position for the tag.
Maybe that's what I heard then. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, and I think too, you speak about, just playing your best baseball, this and that. Obviously, in this game too, Garrett Cole didn't have his best stuff, but you're able to get through it. You limited the damage. And I think the whole key to this postseason before has been big hits when you need it.
Right.
And your bullpen.
Is there any, I guess I'll toss the question to you. Are you do you have any trepidation in terms of, maybe the Guardians can turn it up here? Ramirez had that home run late last night.
Yeah.
Is that at all maybe we got kind of watch out for their hitters? We could be in tough spots, or
no? I just think it's you stick with what's been working good for you, and what's been working well for you is your starting pitching is setting the tone, getting you through the first couple innings. I think when we've seen them get into trouble, the 2, the 3, the 4 run first, and then kind of the air's out of the sail. But the pitchers are doing their job, and then the offense seems to be jumping on pitches earlier in the game, scoring, even if it's a run or 2, not 6.
Right.
But it just gets you going, and it seems like once they get a lead, they're really good at maintaining that lead, playing to the score, and making sure, they're able to do, what they need to do to ultimately win the game.
And then I know Matthew Ryan in the comments screaming for the sweep. What do you think?
It's just one of those things. I'm not even thinking about the fashion. I'm just thinking about advancing here. So I guess it's maybe you think about that crazy after, if you were to win tomorrow. But it's just one game at a time. And I know Matthew knows it. And he's probably even nervous that Matthew Ryan even said that comment. But the thing is, Matthew Ryan's comments don't apply. So outlandish. I would put as much thought into it as a Buttka political comment. You know what I mean? It's just one game at a time. Let's go. And like I've told you before, nice to just be able to put the feet back today, Tony. That's what he's got to do. And just relax.
Enjoy the Mets win, dude.
Needed. Matthew was saying it too after the game. Pooch was just getting a kick out of it too, because I said it a couple of times. Whatever. But I know you would agree too. The Mets have back-to-back games and stuff. Then when there's that day off, especially if it ends on a right note like it did for the Mets, it does feel nice to kind of just recoup. Okay, I'm not gonna be stressed out later tonight.
Oh yeah,
I'm
dude.
just gonna have my feet up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, coming off the win too, you feel way better.
It's the best.
Yeah. It really is, dude. Ridiculous.
So I'm so jacked up here. And I do feel good about Clark Schmidt, because I think he pitched well in what was Tony, a pivotal Game 3 in Kansas City last time. They really needed something big out of him, and really, a couple bad breaks. I mean, he might have went through 6 innings. I think his final line was 4 2/3, 2 earned, but you had that ball that didn't go foul. It looked like it was going to foul. So you had some stuff bounced the wrong way, but his stuff looked good. And his confidence is always sky high, and that's what you need, and that's what you want to see, Tony, out of your pitcher in the postseason.
So what's I know his final line there was 4 2/3, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 1 walk. Which again, like you said, limited damage, not terrible, couple bad breaks. But what do you think you can get out of him? Like best case scenario?
No, I mean, I just think with Clark Schmidt, you
Yeah.
look for between 5 and 6 innings
Mhm.
with 2 runs or less. And I think
Okay.
if he does that, Yankees will win the game.
Well,
So,
there you have it, dude.
let's hope that he does that, but fully confident in him. And also too, I mean, it's just great to see. You could tell this Yankee team, the closeness of this team, how fired up these guys are. And I think team chemistry, Tony, is something else that you can't underestimate in the postseason.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw it when you had Soto first come to the team, when Jazz first came to the team, even if you want to go back as Rizzo as well. I mean these guys seem to gel very nicely together, at least the lineup anyway. And it's just like, I mean, it's great to see that kind of show on the field.
Rizzo, what do you think? I mean, 3 hits in 2 games.
I mean, yeah, you got to be happy about that.
I mean, but like a shock to you or no?
I guess a little bit. I mean, he's been doing so poorly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dude. But again, I mean, that type of guy, his mentality, he's been in situations like this before. Like I feel like that type of player experience always shows in this scenario.
But I think because we've seen it in other sports or other series, other teams. Like somebody we think is finished, but then that moment that they've been in before, they're able to do it just one more time.
Yeah, which is great because again, that experience, it allows like Rizzo being there, like it's allowing him to slow down a scenario like this, which is so like huge. Obviously, you're gonna play big moment, big game, like things could kind of speed up for you pretty fastly. But him like knowing what to do, like slows down, able to get some good hits.
We were kind of cracking up talking about this. I think it was me, John, and Matt, or it's at different times, but just like, what do you like? Obviously, like, I mean, how the hell would you know? But like, what do you think he said? Because he's always like in on the mound conferences.
Oh
like,
yeah.
What do you think he says out there? You think he's just like he's just a big motivational guy? Like, is that what you're kind of envisioning knowing him? Or
I would imagine maybe for the most part, maybe sometimes
like let's go, man, you got this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Just like your classic like motivational series, but maybe every so often he throws some jokes in there if it's like lighthearted.
I would think so, and I would think too. I mean, you would think he eventually, like down the road, he's going to be a big league manager.
Oh yeah. At least a bench coach.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves everything about the game. So I had to say, I was questioning that move, and it's obviously paid off. So you have to go with it. So let's fucking go, man.
Absolutely,
honestly,
dude.
This is a great feeling. Can't wait to watch the game tomorrow. And like I said, nice to just relax today.
Oh yeah,
dude. And that was your day yesterday, Tony, but it is not your day today as you are in action. City Field, Mets, Dodgers. I mean, what's going through your head right now?
Pretty wild stuff, dude. I guess a lot of things are going through my head. One of which, I guess, first come off is that we're back at City Field, which is nice. The Mets are playing there. Because I was saying to the other day how tough it seems to be playing at Dodger Stadium, especially now at this point in the season with the way they've been playing and the way their lineup is looking, having Mookie Betts back healthy, Freeman's hitting well. We know what Ohtani could do. I mean, it's pretty gnarly. So, I mean, I think being back home for them is huge. I'm a little worried about Severino. I mean, I was looking at some stats here. We went over even last week, I think, some postseason stats. I mean, nothing really jumps off the page in terms of dominant starts. Even so far this year in the wild card, the divisional, I mean, it's 6 innings, 3 earned runs, which are quality starts. But it'd be nice to see him pitch like 7 innings, 2 earned runs. Get a little bit extra out of it. Especially, he's pitched so well in the regular season. He's had great games. He's thrown a complete game for the Mets this year. I honestly really want to see him like step up at this point. I know you still, as a Mets fan, I don't know how you feel. At this point of the season, the fact that he is still pitching and being impactful, I think is huge on its own as well. Because I mean, you want to go back to the beginning of the year, the amount of doubts that people have had in Severino, makes it pretty interesting. It does make me feel a little bit better that Walker Buehler is on the mound for the Dodgers. Like that makes me feel really good. Because then even if Sevy doesn't have a great start, maybe he just gives you that quality start, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Walker Buehler maybe runs into some trouble because at that point, obviously, the Mets are going to have to score some runs. So I think best case scenario would be like another like 7-3 win game from the Mets. Sevy, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, maybe 7 innings, 3 earned runs if he has the juice in there. But I'm anticipating Walker Buehler maybe going 5 innings.
Yeah,
I mean, nothing's been good there.
you look at his last 3 starts, they've all been 5 innings, 5 innings, 5 and a third innings.
Mhm.
You had one in San Diego in the regular season where you only gave up 1 run, but the other 2 starts a combined 10.
10. Not great.
So when you look at the numbers, despite the track record, you don't see too much that gives you confidence that he's gonna have a big outing. So maybe they have to go to the bullpen early. Who knows? But I do think, just say by chance he's on and then the offense is struggling. Kind of like what you were alluding to. I don't think this is a game that it's possible for the Mets to win 2-1, 3-2. I mean, I think 5 runs is probably the
Yeah.
minimum you need here because hard to think Sevy's going to hold them to less than 3.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I would again, like I would think similar scenario as last game. Maybe you're in the lead there, 6-3 by the 8th inning, and you have a couple bullpen guys with the 3-run lead that you have to throw out there.
Top of the dome. Okay. I'm trying to think about this. So 4-3 Mets, end of 5. Sevy's night is over.
Really?
How are you finishing the game?
That's a great question.
Buteau?
After 5?
Yeah.
No, Buteau has not been good recently, like in the postseason this year.
So who is it? Stanek? If the big guns are coming up, is it Stanek in the 6th?
Ooh, if the big guns are coming up, it's either Stanek or Peterson. Yeah. I would probably lean towards Stanek because I don't know. He's more of a fastball pitcher, as opposed to like Peterson's probably going to throw his splitter or his cutter to try and like induce a ground out or something. And if it's like Ohtani and he just gets a little bit too much of the barrel on it, it'd be gone.
Yeah.
So I would probably throw Stanek out there for, what'd you say? That would be the 6th inning?
Yeah.
Oh, God, dude.
Pitching
And then
decisions.
So I guess for the 6th, maybe try and get out there for the 7th as well.
Wow. Okay.
Because he's done 2 innings before. He's gotten 6 outs for us for sure. Because I don't want to use too many bullpen pieces. And then maybe like Reed Garrett in the 8th, Diaz in the 9th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then I'll save Peterson for tomorrow.
No Matone?
No. His ERA isn't good this postseason.
But they were talking about too that they might need Peterson for game 5.
To start?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe has Ottavino pitched in the postseason?
I think once.
Okay.
I'll have to double check.
Probably in like a blowout.
No, literally. Yeah. Oh God, dude. Yeah, Ottavino, I'm not trusting. Stanek's numbers have been great. I actually just had where's their? I think I just had their bullpen up. Yeah. Reed Garrett's his ERA has been solid too. He's got 0 ERA over 5 innings pitched so far this postseason, which is great. Stanek has a 1.59 over 5 2/3 innings pitched, and again, he's the type of pitcher where you're almost like worried about his fastball.
Oh, Ottavino not in the roster, Kev Deuce says.
Ottavino not in the roster.
Yeah. That's kind of surprising.
I mean, not again. I think he pitched in the divisional series once.
But I'm just trying to think though. I mean, so we mentioned Buteau, Matone. Let's say Peterson's the starter. I mean, who else is available? Who else is on the roster?
McGill was on the roster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Danny Young is the other reliever.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I guess if you have to save Peterson, you gotta save Peterson. Whatever, dude.
You know what? I guess he must just have done well in the regular season. I didn't realize that, and not the regular season, but the postseason, which you just did actually mention. But I didn't realize Stanek had a 6 ERA with the Mets in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, dude, really nuts. When he first came over, he was bad, like right away. Not good.
But you look at it over the course of his career, 28 games in the postseason, 2.45 earned run average. And I didn't realize too that he was on the Astros championship team from a couple years ago.
Big spot, dude. Shows up.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Now watching these games, like late in the game, especially middle of the lineup coming up. I mean, are you like, it's gotta be so every time like Ohtani bets a Freeman up, are you just like in the back of your mind, you're just thinking, oh my God, like just please don't give him a pitch.
Oh yeah, dude.
And everybody else in the lineup, are you kind of like, you're not like bugging that bad. It's just those three.
I guess. I mean, I feel like Kike Hernandez is like
Yeah, he's had
has
some
the
big
ability to
hits.
go yard.
Yeah.
Will Smith does too.
Yeah.
Like it's tough lineup. Max Muncy. I mean, he
Yeah.
hit one out. I think was it game 2? I guess it might have been game 2, game 1. Doesn't really matter. But I don't know. Their lineup is just so tough to navigate in general, dude. It's just the whole time you're on the edge of your seat watching these at bats. Like
yeah.
it's ridiculous.
And it's interesting for them. And I know they've had injuries, like, whatever injury Kershaw has, it seems like it's something always new. But I mean, like with their pitching, they're gonna have another bullpen. Like I just feel like for a team that won that many games from the pitching side of things, and I know they acquired Flaherty, they have Yamamoto,
Yeah.
but it just seems like back-to-back games in the championship series, you're going with a bullpen game and Walker Buehler with his 5.38 ERA.
Yeah, kind of wild, right?
I mean, is it just resting on the fact that we know he's a better pitcher? He just hasn't found it yet this year. He's coming off an injury. I mean, that's
I mean, dude, listen, when Walker Buehler is on, I mean, he's dominant. He's lights out stuff, but he's just struggled to stay healthy for so long, it seems. Like many other Dodgers pitchers, I suppose you could say. But I mean, I think that's a testament to how just deep that their like rotation and their bullpen is, and then also how good their offense is. The fact that they've won all these games, it really is kind of nuts. Because I mean, that was their narrative going into the beginning of the year as well. It's like, oh, their pitching is always so riddled with injury, and they always kind of like fizz out because they can't handle like these tougher, longer series. Which obviously we'll see what happens here. But it's crazy because it seems like they're not really missing a beat anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like I don't really see the Dodgers making any defensive errors in the field, and we know what their at bats can do. So it's like, I guess those two other aspects coming from them really picks up their lack of depth around the pitching.
I was listening to Dog the other day, and he was kind of ripping them with how like Yamamoto got all that money, but like he has to pitch on 6 days rest, or I guess technically 5 days rest every 6th day. What do you think about that? I mean, it's just like we've seen it with Tanaka before, like how like that extra day always made a difference. Anything with Senga with that, or is he always went with the?
I think he went with the regular.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think like it's like they kind of blew it in that regard,
like allowing him that extra day?
Yeah. And that, I mean, he just thinks that like it's like you're babying a $300+ million investment is basically what he was saying.
No, I agree with that. I mean, for the money you're paying him, I mean, he should be able to adapt to how the MLB does their rest days and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's still pitching well, is he not? Like,
yeah, but he was like just pointing to like, oh, he throws 60-something pitches in a winner go home game, and then you're taking him out after 5.
Yeah, wild.
So. I mean, it's just
he had a 3 ERA, 90 innings pitched.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
starts.
missed a lot of time, especially down the stretch.
It's crazy they're fucking pitching. I forgot they got Glasnow.
Oh, whatever. What happened to him?
They showed him in the freaking dugout before. Glasnow said Friday inflammation has gone down right elbow, but he has yet to resume throwing. There we go.
So I mean, basically, like he's not.
That sucks, dude, for him.
I like until you said that though, I completely forgot that they had him.
Yeah, kind of wild. 22 starts this year, 3.49 ERA.
But I think one thing that's also helped them is their bullpen, and like Michael Kopech, for instance, hasn't even appeared in this series yet, and he was a revelation. Coming over from the White Sox, really had struggled there. With a 4.74 ERA, and then in 24 games with the Dodgers, his ERA was 1.13. And he struck out 29 in 24 innings. So that's a weapon they haven't utilized. So, it'd be interesting to see, do they need to go to that bullpen early? And do we see something in this game, whether it's them or the Mets, where it's like kind of dicey early and they do something that like Stephen Vogt did with like an early pinch hitter or going to the pen early? I mean, could you see that happening
for the Dodgers?
Either side.
I could see the Dodgers do. I mean, Walker Buehler is kind of iffy. I would imagine that Mendoza and like Severino would have he would have a longer leash for Sevy, whereas maybe like Roberts, Buehler's in the jam, he pulls him almost immediately, sort of deal.
But I'm surprised though, just because like the up and down nature of Sevy, like, or I guess you didn't really say what you would do, but like How much of a leash are you gonna,
I mean, I'm trying to think about it. Was it the start against Philly where he gave up too early?
Yeah.
Pitch count was really high, but ended up giving out 7 innings.
Yeah, it was
either 6 or 6 innings. 6 innings.
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, I mean, clearly, he showed right there that he could kind of settle down and figure it out. So yeah, I think I trust him with that.
But I think it definitely is all just circumstantial. Let's just say hypothetically, 2-run homer first inning,
right?
Nothing in the second inning,
right?
Third inning,
jam,
bases loaded, nobody out. Then would you just take him out?
I guess I'd have to see how he's. I mean, if he's walking these runners on, then yeah,
bases loaded, nobody out, Ohtani up. Are you going to Stanek in the third or no?
Jesus, I would have to bring in just Peterson. Honestly,
Peterson,
bite the bullet. He's not starting that game. I'll figure it out. Bring in Peterson.
When did McGill last pitch though? Did he pitch last game?
No.
So he could start that game.
He could start that game. Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But I would still. Yeah, it's tough, dude. If he has control, though, I would. If he's giving up hits as opposed to walks, that's one thing. Especially these past 2 starts here against the Dodgers, it seemed like pitchers had struggled for the Mets in terms of finding the strike zone.
Yeah.
And it's so tough too. All this circumstantial shit. I mean, the first time that Mendoza did the whole could die for a couple innings and then throw in Peterson worked the first time. Second time, not so much. And that obviously affected the game as you lost 9-0 game 1 of the Dodgers. So I don't know. I guess you got to kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. But I'm anticipating Sevy just be dialed in right away. It doesn't even matter, dude.
So really, okay. I mean, I guess we'll find out what you think in a National League Championship Series baseball frenzy on a Wednesday.
All right, Brian, let's freaking go. Your favorite day, MLB, NLCS. Dodgers Mets game 2, first time in City. The Dodgers are going to feel Citi Field rocking for sure. Walker Buehler here. We mentioned the 2 starters against Severino, over under 7.5. Dodgers minus 115. We know the firepower of the Dodgers lineup, but we know the magic of the late night Mets, Brian. I'm going to go ask you first, dude. What do you think is going to happen in this game with the smirk on your face?
It's funny that you say that, because if I was looking at this game just from the fact that, Walker Buehler's pitching, I feel like it would make me think wow, I mean, this is an opportunity for the Mets at home. But the thing is, I've lived it with Severino, so it's tough for me to think the Dodgers coming off that Game 2 loss, that Severino is going to come out and really silence the bats. I think they get their bats going early. I think both pitchers are out of the game by the 4th inning. I think this is crazy, and it may come down to, can Phil Matone get Ohtani to chase a breaking ball, out of the strike zone? But maybe he doesn't. Maybe Ohtani hits it out. So I think this is a tight game. Dodgers with the Ohtani 2-run homer late. 9-8 winners in Game 3. Dodgers and the over.
Absolutely ridiculous, Brian. Obviously, I'm taking the Mets here tonight. That'd be crazy if I didn't. I think the opposite with Sevy. As I was saying before, I think that's tough game, I guess, against the Phillies. We gave up a few, but gave out some length. Showed a lot of grit, a lot of resilience, a lot of determination, Brian, which I think will shine here at the start of this game. And I think he does, honestly, first inning, 3 up, 3 down, 2 Ks, dude. And I think it gives you 7 innings of 3 earned run baseball. I think it gives you the length, maybe a 6th inning, 3-run bomb off of Ohtani, whatever, dude. That's fine. But it's going to be the Mets, like you said, scoring early and often against Walker Buehler. I can see Lindor getting on the bags, lead off right away. Nimmo, a bang-bang play, 2 runners on. All of a sudden, Marte's up, bases clearing double. They're up 2-0 early. Reminiscent of Game 2 when they went up 6 runs early. And then bullpen cleans it out, dude. Like I said, Stanek to relieve Severino there in the 8th. Diaz in the 9th, closing it out. 3 up, 3 down for Diaz. All fastballs, dude. Trusting the fastball. No one can hit it. And the Mets go up 2-1 in the series. Let's go, baby.
And just like that, that is your baseball frenzy. So class, but back in plenty of time, right? Doesn't class end? You said around 5?
Yeah, 5 o'clock, dude.
5 o'clock. Is it a horseshoe game? Like, what is?
Well, we
what's
have
on the
gaming
table?
corner tonight, so it'll be on
Oh,
during the gaming corner, dude. I know I'm getting dogged with these fucking
Yeah.
games and these times, dude. It's like kind of
Yeah.
bullshit, but
Well,
whatever.
I mean, but I guess I'll be a game. But I feel like though you're gonna which seems like impossible because especially like video games, it's very you can't just
focus.
be off
Yeah.
for 20 seconds. But for some reason, I feel like you're gonna be just one eye on each, and you're gonna be able to see.
Yeah. Last week I think I did all right. When Mike and I were playing, had the game on here. But it's no one's a Mets fan. I do kind of miss going because that time we went to the horseshoe. There's Mets fans everywhere. It was sick, dude. I felt comfortable,
I feel like it's time maybe dust off the Tiger Woods game because this way then there's
some time in between, dude.
It's not you have a pause. You just had a pitch clock violation.
We'll see we have some guests coming on the show again tonight. So, but who knows? Maybe I'll be able to
same guest,
dude.
Gotcha.
Angelo and Chris.
What game is that?
We were playing Mario Strikers with
Mario
them, dude.
Strikers.
Yeah,
okay,
dude,
so a game where you can't exactly be asleep at the wheel.
It's high flying, fast paced, got to be in it, dude. But it's all right because Mike will be there. Whatever, dude.
But how do you? I mean, do you get do you ever be oh, you guys want to just take this game? Do you ever do that? Or
I probably will, honestly, dude, because I feel it'd be a crowded house and be oh, you guys, I'll sit this one out.
Because I'm trying to think with that game, is it ever 2-on-2 in person, or would it always be just rotating online, or how does that?
It's 2-on-2 in person, yeah. So we all play, 4 people play, sort of deal. But we can throw them online, I'll watch the Mets.
So are you kind of thinking of just for this show to just slide into a producer only role?
Maybe, dude. Maybe good, dude. Yeah, the mic will be silent over here.
Yeah. And I would imagine, it's the same for any type of baseball fan, especially true baseball fans like ourselves, not some Mets fans since January 2024. Right now, Tony, is do you have that feeling in the pit of your stomach? Are you I can't wait to just get to first pitch. I don't want to go to class. Are all those things going through your head right now?
I definitely don't want to go to class, dude. Yeah, dude. I wish the game would just start right now.
It's funny, whatever. We didn't do it yesterday because I don't know, it was a little cold and I don't know. I just didn't have a sweatshirt right near me. I'm wearing shorts. I don't want to go outside.
Right.
But the game before that Matt was over, we to get through the time we would throw the football outside.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, dude, you don't want to just do it? And I'm dude, it's a little cold. I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
But it is good because that especially that half hour before the game, you're watching the pregame.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, really, just let's go right now, dude.
And then I believe it's Doc and Daryl tonight.
That's right.
First pitch.
Yeah.
They were saying I guess Doc must have some type of arm injury because Daryl is actually throwing it out to Doc.
To Doc. Oh, interesting.
And did you hear who's doing Game 5?
Was Game 5 Cespedes?
Cespedes catching Matt Harvey.
Yeah, catching Matt Harvey.
Do you think Harvey gets an ovation?
Yeah, I do.
You don't think there's anybody that's?
I think people feel bad for him.
Really?
Yeah.
And even after that, and especially the way it ended too, I'm surprised that you're not. Because I feel like we were talking about him when he's trying to come back with the Orioles. You seemed kind of tight at him. I'm saying I'm surprised. It seems like you're saying.
Well, I think he's washed. I don't think he can pitch.
Or you're saying you feel bad for him.
Feel bad for him. Collins. Yeah.
Do you think that's all it was? Or I mean, obviously he got injured, but I'm saying do you think he would have at least bounced back a little bit if he didn't go down that?
For the drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And he talked about it too. It's pretty crazy. Even when he was with the Angels organization for a little bit.
Well, yeah, because the whole thing was
with Tyler Skaggs. Yeah, dude, which is crazy.
But did he ever say he was fucked up pitching for the Mets or no?
I don't think so. I don't think he's ever admitted to that.
But
I mean, come on, dude. You're on something.
I'm honestly surprised though that you're more tight, Tony, because usually it's a Willie Randolph scenario,
Well, Willie Randolph, things have come to light with Matt Harvey since,
the
drug.
So basically, that's what you're just saying. If that wasn't the case, so then would it be different?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I kind of thought so. It would be Thor.
Yeah.
Type.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
You don't think they'll bring him back?
No. Absolutely not.
No, but I feel like he hasn't retired yet, as far as I know. I mean, you
He's
would
probably
think.
not going to retire. He said he wants to pitch for the Mets again. I don't know if you heard that. It was like months ago.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, yeah.
if they want me back, I'll pitch for them. Yeah, I'd love to go pitch for the Mets. Yes, because no one else wants you, dude.
Oh,
Like, give me a
man.
break, dude.
That is, I still remains to me one of the biggest mysteries I've ever seen out of a pitcher.
Oh, like how like they fumbled him, sort of deal. I mean, even though
Well,
they didn't
no,
really
not even
fumble
them,
him,
but anybody, him, like what the fuck?
yeah,
I don't,
Philly, the Dodgers. Was
Like
he on Cleveland? No,
yeah,
he was
on
Cleveland.
Yeah.
I know, dude. Everywhere he went, dude, was just no good. I think I don't know. I don't know, dude. Who cares?
Dude, but I heard there was a prescription drug thing. That's okay.
No.
Soft spot for the prescription drugs.
I mean,
so-
hey, man, you hate to see a guy who's all down and out like that.
No,
you know,
no, I
dude?
know. I'll give you that. I'll give you
Yeah.
that. Yeah. No, it wasn't there something too where like this, like, I don't know, an ex-girlfriend of his or something was making him like almost like suicidal. Matt Harvey, I think.
I remember him saying in an interview that he was suicidal.
That's
And yeah,
crazy,
dude. I don't know if it was like an ex-girlfriend thing or whatever.
No, I think it was
Yeah?
like somebody who was like, I don't know, some type of adult entertainment like personality or something. I don't remember who it was. You probably know. And are familiar with their work, right?
Let's go. I'll look it up. Matt Harvey, girlfriend. We would call her what she is, porn star. Okay, dude. I don't know, man. Famous people, no.
But
Matt
like,
Harvey, girlfriend, no.
but you kind of remember that though, right?
I don't. I really don't, dude.
No, basically they were saying like it was like
Maybe she was just like a stripper or something.
it was known that like, you know, she has dated a bunch of like athletes and stuff, so it wouldn't be some like long-term thing. And I guess he was like set on it being that, and like it just like threw him for a loop. That's what I heard basically.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so a big night you know, for the NLCS game
Huge,
3.
dude.
So yeah, let's see what happens, and we will definitely have a full breakdown on that tomorrow.
That's right.
But
Of the win.
let's go to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle. Quick hit cover. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score. Filthy. David Pasternak. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. Doesn't it feel like, Tony, like I know, like obviously they didn't play, like it's usually a playoff thing. There'd be no reason to play it, but it feels like coming into the hockey intro that we would like hear the Rangers goal song. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like just the muscle memory of the playoffs.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it was such a long, extended time of like ripping that song. I'm excited to play it once again this year, dude. When the moment is right, when it feels good, probably when baseball season's over. You know, it's like,
well, I know that it's gonna be baseball season over, but I don't know. Just from what you were saying the other day, like, are you really gonna be able to just like jump right back into it though? Because I feel like you're far removed, and I know obviously most of it's the Mets, but then you were saying last year and stuff, or you've liked the start, so it's okay. Like, where are you with all this?
No, I think it definitely. I mean, I guess it depends on how long. I mean, if the Mets, let's say, lose, it'll be probably a while for me to like feel happy. You know?
Really? So even if
So,
like
like-
let's just hypothetical, they lose, but then the Rangers win 10 in a row.
I mean, no, it doesn't really do anything.
Wow. Okay, so but I'm saying, I feel like this,
Maybe at 10 in a row, I'd be like, all right,
since-
this is sick, dude. Good for
since
them.
I've known you though, I feel like this is the most animosity I feel like you've had towards the Rangers.
Yeah, because last year really pissed me off, dude. Like it really did. It made me really upset. Like I really thought, like I felt it. It
You're
felt.
about to tear up right now.
No,
No,
but no, like I said, like at that time too, I was like, dude, this feels like this is
Yeah.
going to be a cup year. And I really wanted it to be, but I mean, whatever. This year, it has to be this year now. It has to be.
But but you're saying it has to be, but it doesn't seem like you're confident that it's going to be. I mean, I know how the hell do you know in October, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, how the hell do you know in October? But I mean, it's tough. I mean, there's going to be the same roadblocks are going to be there when we do get to the playoffs, you know? Like the Panthers are going to be there. The Bruins are probably going to be pretty solid, you know? The Golden Knights are going to be coming out of the West. Like there's going to be teams that are going to be there that are going to be problems, you know?
Yeah.
And that I don't know how we're going to like beat the Panthers right now. Like I don't know. Don't know.
No, but I'm just saying. I don't know. I guess I expected some more
Optimism.
I feel like because initially, remember, because I was complaining, the whole McDavid thing,
Right.
about like changing things up, and like you were saying, I'm pretty sure you were saying that you were good with it, but now,
I mean, I will stand by that. The talent is on the roster,
right?
That is undoubtable. But they got to show up in the playoffs. I mean, that was the name of the game last year. These guys were scoring in the regular season, and then they just were not showing up in the playoffs. And you were relying so much on your goaltender and defense, and then it all came to a crumbling end. And then I don't want that to happen again. So I need these guys to show up during the playoffs. So like I said, I mean, I think the talent's there. I'm hyped for Riley Smith. Like that seems to be a good spot on the line with Kreider and Mika. Kreider.
Couple goals already.
So yeah, dude, exactly. Want to be happy about that. Do they need some help in their bottom six? Yes. So I guess we'll see what happens. But that was the same position as last year. Their bottom six were tough. Their top six didn't show up in the playoffs, and you had teams that had depth like the Panthers and even the Hurricanes that came in and gave you significant problems. So
yeah.
But I guess we'll see.
I feel like too, though, like, of course, you don't want to like feel like you need to like duck opponents in order to advance in the playoffs. But I mean, it is tough to follow up a Stanley Cup, championship. So, I mean, there's a pretty good shot that the Rangers don't even have to play the Panthers in the playoffs. And a lot of times too, I'm just saying, I feel like in any sport, as a defending champ, it seems like teams kind of struggle sometimes that the first year back from that, because like they accomplish what they set out for. So it's like, oh yeah, we want to repeat, but in the back of the mind, they know, well, if it doesn't work out this year, like we did that last year, so we're going to still be back at it. Like, it's like, I feel like it takes the pressure off and maybe eliminates some of like that, like, I don't know, sense of urgency.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It's interesting when you get to hockey, because sometimes there are those one-off teams, like the Blues, like the Golden Knights, dude. But then you see like dynasties like Tampa Bay, going to 3 cup finals, winning 2. Obviously, what the Blackhawks did back in the early 2000s, the Bruins, the mid 2000s, the Penguins had like back-to-back appearances, winning 2, winning 3 out of 4 seasons.
Blackhawks are really early 2000s. I thought it was more recent.
I want to say maybe like 2010.
Okay, yeah. When you said that, I was thinking more like, 2
because like no, because that was like still like the Devils tail end of Brodeur, and then you had like the Flyers maybe in 06, the Hurricanes in 08. And then, the Kings started getting sprinkled in there, being dominant out of the West. I want to say the Ducks were somewhere around 04. And
the Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. And then that's when the Blackhawks came, probably in 2010, maybe 2012.
2010 and 2013.
Yeah, so that's when
and 2015.
Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves. Yeah. And then after that, probably the Bruins were more dominant in terms of winning cup finals.
The Bruins last cup was in 2011.
So they were before. Oh, interesting. They were mixed in. I guess that makes sense, because I mean they were the powerhouse coming out of the East, Blackhawks out of the West, but then the shift 2015, the Kings. Yeah, dude.
And it's interesting. I was just thinking about this because you mentioned Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thought, maybe it's kind of they're past their prime. Vasilevsky struggled. Guys are getting older, but then with Gensel coming to time, I mean, they might be like the top competition. Honestly.
Yeah, it's huge, and Gensel's the great. Hedman's not missing a beat. It should be interesting to
Kucherov.
see. Nikita Kucherov is great too. Obviously without Stamkos, I mean, they're their captain. Here's the captain, so it should be interesting to see how they do bode well distance wise on the stretch of the season. But in terms of Vasilevsky, I mean, he was coming off a back injury for the past 2 seasons. It seems struggling with that. Especially with so much big bodies himself, the goaltending position, and that's tough to kind of deal with. So I don't know. I mean, he seems to be doing well right now in the first few games of the season. So maybe he's just 100%, feels good. Because I mean, last year he had a terrible start, and the year before he was injured to start the year, I think, something like that. So, it seems like he hasn't really had a firm grasp on his health in the past couple of seasons. So again, if he stays healthy and is dominant like he's been when they were, making runs for the Cups, I mean, yeah, they're going to be definitely a top contender.
And how about this? I'm just looking at this. I hadn't really, obviously honed in on the Yankees and really checked the scores in NHL last night. First three hit him right in the head. Lightning 4-1.
There we go.
Caps 4-2.
The
Hurricanes
Caps
4-2. You were getting all excited about Markstrom. I don't know, man. I just the Devils. I think they've shown us at the end of the day, you can't really count on them.
No, I think so. It should be an interesting year for them, and they really dropped the ball last year.
Right.
The goaltending scenario, the coaching, some of their injuries. They were, Nico Dawes, Nico Hischier, actually, not Nico Dawes, as well as Jack Hughes were injured a lot during the year. So it should be interesting to see what happens. I mean, the Hurricanes are really good. So the Caps, though, Ovechkin, not quite the hat trick, but he got 2 assists up there, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right?
Yeah, exactly, dude.
And then you saw the tribute with Gaudreau. I guess
Oh
they put
my gosh,
a banner in the rafter. Obviously, that was tough.
Dude.
Seeing his wife there. And then I think they left his position vacant for the first 14 seconds or 13 seconds because the number for the game. So I mean, obviously, a job well done by that organization.
Yeah, dude, what a freaking bittersweet start to the year. I mean, for them, like, God, I still that whole story really just makes me upset, dude. And to see his wife there, she's pregnant too, wild, dude. It's crazy to think. I mean, I'm sure she's getting overpouring support from family, Blue Jackets fan base, which is I'm sure great. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's just a terrible story.
And speaking to that, Matthew says, I saw the tribute for Gaudreau this morning on TV. Wow, almost teared up. Yeah, I mean, that was obviously powerful. And it's just one of those things, and I feel like I say this all the time with tragedies and stuff. It just it feels like especially because obviously how old he is. He said brutal, feel awful for the family, man, so tough. Somebody that it just feels like it's like it didn't happen, shouldn't have happened, and it just feels like it's something that deserves a do-over. You know what I mean? And it's just so crazy. Obviously, there is no such thing.
Yeah.
So it's very just wow. It's unbelievable that happened. So sad.
Yeah. And I mean, you meant it was 31, 32, whatever it was, dude. I mean, it's like that guy, Johnny Gaudreau, would have had a lifetime of hockey ahead of him, it seems.
Yeah.
He
probably would have played till he was 40.
Easily.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like you said, you wish you could do it over, but I mean,
yeah,
it's just terrible.
And then Tony, I really did not miss too many of these picks, by the way.
Feel good?
Missed a couple, but Wild, I had that one as well. 4-1 over the Blues.
Yep.
Kaprizov with the 2 assists. Gustafsson, the Tony favorite, 27 saves. Kraken.
He had a goal.
And he's
the goalie goal. First time for Wild history.
When was the last time there was any goalie goal? I mean, it's been a few years. I don't even remember when we were doing this.
I want to say there was one 2 years ago.
Okay. But obviously very rare.
Yeah.
Marty, the affair. But I had a bunch of them. Kraken 7-3.
Bunch of affairs?
Yeah, right. 7-3 over the Predators. Big win for them. 4 third-period goals. The Sharks almost, Tony.
Almost.
I felt that one.
Yep.
But Toffoli had a goal again, so that's something for the Sharks, to look over for. But the Stars, that disappointing playoff exit last season, but 4-0 so far.
Hey now.
And your guy Roop Hintz with the goal last
baby.
night. And then Flames, you had that one. I thought the Blackhawks would step up more, not so fast. So 3-1, over Chicago. And then the Oilers,
first one of the year,
down 3-0. Tony, come back to win 4-3. Torts tight already.
I mean, listen, man. If anyone hates blowing leads, it's definitely him. Pretty interesting. Saw McDavid get 2 assists there. That's good. I think those were his first 2 points of the year, to be honest.
Draisaitl,
he had 2 points before.
Bouchard had a goal as well.
Draisaitl is going to be good this year. He signed that big contract extension.
Yeah.
So he's going to be feeling it. That's for sure.
Yeah. And what do you think it is though? Because I feel like it's I don't know. This is the 3rd season in a row, and I know it's 4 games now. It was 3 games before this game, but with the Oilers getting off to these slow starts, it seems like it happens every year.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they've been going deeper and deeper into seasons the past couple of years, so maybe they're just like not used to playing that much hockey, that much competitive hockey late in the year.
True. I didn't think about that.
But I mean, still, I mean, you want to look at their schedule, those first few games. I mean, like I don't know, the scoring just hasn't been there. I guess first game 6-0. I know McDavid was on the score sheet for the first 2 games, and then you lose to Chicago 5-2. That's embarrassing. Calgary, who had some momentum, I suppose, but you lose 4-1. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, their offense didn't really seem to be bumping until the second half of yesterday. So
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I
that's
fully
right.
expect them to be
Really?
back in the thick of things before we know. You don't really hate. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like you more so instead of like rooting against the Oilers, I feel like you just don't, which doesn't really make any sense, but you just don't want to see McDavid come to the Big Apple. I mean, that's more of a priority for you.
I never. No, that's not true. I mean, if he wants to, sure, dude, let's go. But I'm not like. I don't know, man. I think the proof over there is in the pudding. Like they haven't won anything. They haven't like appeared at the Cup final.
But you don't think like you just take a couple glue guys, like obviously, why am I? Oh yeah, Igor, obviously being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Vinny T, another good guy to keep. Kreider,
Yeah.
like even just them two, and then you want to throw in Kako, and then everyone else is on the table. You're telling me that they can't make something off of that? I just feel like, and I know, he's got Kane, he's got Dry, but I just feel like there's something about having that goaltender and then having these glue guys that have been made it 4 in the playoffs before. I know they lost Game 7 last year, Stanley Cup Finals. I get it, Tony, but I don't know. I just feel like his game would be taken to a new level here in the Big Apple.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I would not mortgage the whole team and the future to bring McDavid into the Big Apple, because I mean that's not like that's just what it's gonna have to take. Like there's no way that they're not gonna have a king's ransom.
But we've drafted Kako and stuff.
Lafreniere. I'm not great.
No. But what I'm saying is, so give them 8 first-round picks. Who cares? Like you're blowing it anyway half the time, right?
I guess. But I mean, oh my gosh, dude.
Well, especially after the way the playoffs has went the last couple of years, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get, guys like a Mika out of here or Artie,
I guess.
I feel like you're caught in between right now because you're tied at them.
I mean, yeah, of course I'm tied at them, but it's just like,
time.
Yeah, of course I don't want to get rid of them. I mean,
Mika, you're not tied.
I'd rather double down on them in the playoffs, and then we'll see.
But you're not like you wouldn't be kind of almost excited to get rid of Mika.
No, I wouldn't be excited.
I just feel like last year was embarrassing, though. See,
but it should be good, though. No, exactly. That's why I wouldn't be excited, because I know what it should have happened.
But there's not a party that's like, well, like maybe he's seen better days.
So you're gonna give all these guys though to Edmonton? Like, you do realize that, right? So you're gonna give
4 or 5 first-round picks.
Let's
make the package right now.
Okay? Make the package.
Mika, Artie, the 4 first-rounders, and I guess and Laffy. You're telling me you don't sign off on that?
Absolutely not, dude.
You still have a lot of firepower, though.
Yeah, but think about what you're creating in Edmonton too. I mean, like that's kind of wild, dude.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because they still have Leon Draisaitl, who's arguably just as good as Connor McDavid. They have Evander Kane. They have Zach Hyman. Like they have
Nugent Hopkins. They have Stu Skinner.
Yeah, not so much Skinner, but they have great pieces over there to begin with. And then you're going to create this powerhouse coming out of Edmonton. It's going to cause a big issue. And then are you even going to make it to the Cup final with McDavid? He's never been to the Cup final. It's not even like he's proven, or he's never hoisted a cup. It's not like he's proven he's been there before.
They have been kind of progressing every year, though.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're like, just because they've been progressing doesn't mean you're going to get McDavid and he's going to keep progressing.
So, you know what I struggle with, though? Like, just future plans for the Rangers. Because, like you said, you don't want to mortgage, give up all these guys. So, like, hypothetically, and hopefully this isn't the case, but, it doesn't go our way this year. I mean, so then if it's not McDavid, then what is it? Like, what is – like, you can't possibly say, like, oh, well, we keep most of the same guys again. So it's like –
After this year?
Yeah.
No, yeah, if it doesn't work after this year, then you got
like you're saying, like almost like to the studs.
couple guys.
Yeah.
Almost like what you're saying now. Like you want to keep Igor, you can keep Kreider.
Foxy.
You got to
Even though
keep Adam Fox.
he had a bad playoffs, right? Foxy.
Yeah, you still keep him. He's young enough.
Yeah, no, I always liked
you know.
him.
Yeah, of course, dude. But you do want to look to maybe move Panarin, move Mika. Like those are guys you want to look.
Those
to.
are kind of two on my list. Vinny T is Mr. Fundamentals.
You can't get rid of him, dude.
Yeah, and Kreider, obviously.
Kako was a 2-year deal.
I think so, but
maybe you can move him. You know,
he shouldn't be untouchable, and neither should Laffy. Honestly,
I
know,
of course
yes,
not.
he's grown, but at the same time, like you throw the four of those guys. I mean, I don't know. I mean, so you wouldn't trade the four of those guys, even if this way doesn't go our way for McDavid after the season. You wouldn't trade those guys for McDavid. If let's just say we lose second round
after this year,
then
I would start moving guys.
Okay, so but you would agree, like if it doesn't work out this year, that is the next thing is to get that type of guy, not necessarily specifically him, but that type of guy.
Yeah, that is what is left, dude. Again, like it's almost like, I mean, the Oilers are in a similar situation. I mean, they're going to keep, if they're going to keep doing the same thing and losing, they're going to have to make a change probably at their goaltending position.
But I feel like they're a little ways away just because, like I said, that progression has come. They finally made it to the Stanley Cup final. So it's like, for me, it would be like 3 or 4 more years at least of trying with the same guy. So this might be
for the Oilers.
Because you just made it to the Cup final. You know, it's Game 7. I mean,
it's as far as you can go.
So I don't know. It's interesting, and it'll be really, I think, a lot of fun once baseball subsides to really jump into this.
I mean, I'm getting pretty excited just talking about it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's. I mean, you're gonna take care of business in Citi Field first.
I mean, listen, like I've told you, I mean, it's all the baseball comes first. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, right now, anyway. So let's go, dude.
So we do have what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4 games tonight.
All right, totally forgot,
dude. TNT doubleheader. Sabres Pens, followed by the Bruins and the Avalanche. So the Avs 0-3.
How about that?
Searching for that first win of the season. So that's kind of interesting. And then I have to say, I really enjoy, and it's kind of just cool seeing this because it's like so different from what you're used to seeing. All the box scores we look up, Tony, seeing Utah Hockey Club and then facing the Ducks, but with the old Mighty Duck
the
logo.
retro.
Gotta
so
love it.
Sick, dude.
That was such a good move by them.
Great move. Their uniforms are amazing too. Obviously, the logo, the orange, it looks phenomenal, dude.
Are either or one of those teams playoff teams this year?
I mean,
could it finally be for Utah?
I mean, it's tough to, like, right now they're off to a hot start. And I mean, you think about what that team had went through. So I mean, yeah, dude, I mean, new place, like they're riled, new fan base. They actually feel like a hockey team, like a professional hockey team. Like,
right.
That would be the momentum that can kind of take you over the top. But again, I mean, it's a long season. It's early right now. I don't know. You'd have to ask me mid-season if they're capable, because then that would really show, like, oh, like their talent has brought them this far, sort of deal, not just hype, you know.
But you think that also hypes them up though, because like they're in front of a big arena now. You know, they're not playing on a college campus. You know,
right?
I'm saying, you think that's kind of made them play better so far?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine like being a professional team and you're at a stadium with a capacity is like 4,000 people?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And it's not even filled, probably.
Yeah. No, that's tough. That's tough. So, gonna be interesting for sure. But it is time, Tony, for a full-on hockey frenzy.
Right, you are, dudes. We're making picks for all 4 games.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go, dude. So first up, dude, TNT or Max. Love the Max stream games, by the way.
Yeah.
Having a good time there. We're going to be in Pittsburgh here. The Penguins taking on the Sabres. Sabres picking up where they left off last season. Disappointing, dude. They're 1-3 in the season so far. They're plus 110 here on the road. Over under is 6.5. The Penguins, we know, dropped a significant game 1 of the year to the Rangers, but since then have picked up 2 wins, beating the Canadiens, beating the Red Wings by the score of 6-3 each of those games. Sabres bounced back win against Florida 2 nights ago. What do you think happening here? Sabres cold, ice cold?
Yeah, it's
But you hate the
interesting.
Penguins.
No, that's what I was going to say. But, yeah, I'm not a Penguins guy. I think they've really blown it, having all this talent and not getting a return enough for Gensel and hanging on to Crosby, Malkin, and Letang too long. But I just think in this game, Sabres, a couple of years ago, I thought we were on the cusp of something, kind of a step back last year. What's Thompson going to do this year after, definitely disappointing coming off the previous 2 seasons. So I like the Penguins in this one. I'm going to say Penguins in the under. They win 3-2.
Yeah, I guess so, dude. I don't know. I think I hate it because I'm trying to be a Buffalo Sabres fan, honestly, for their sake, and they've burned me all year last year. But I'm gonna go back to the well. Let's go to the Sabres. I just think the Penguins goaltending is not good right now. I know Devon Levy has been solid for the Sabres, even Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Brian. And Alex Tuch here, 4 points in the first 4 games. Let's get Owen Powers to the mix, though. Maybe it's his first or second goal of the year. First assist for a 2-point night from him on the defensive line. Tage Thompson, maybe an assist as well to Alex Tuch. Sabres go on to win. I'm going to say 4-2. Sabres and the under. Next game, 7:30 p.m. Maple Leafs here at home. Scotiabank hosting the LA Kings. Another team taking their retro logo and jersey back, dude. Anze Kopitar, a familiar face there. 6 points for the first 5 games. They're plus 150 on the money line. Over under 6.5. Maple Leafs coming off the back-to-back wins. Kings back-to-back OT losses, Brian.
This must be tough for you. Kopitar versus Domi. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a Kings guy, so I'll go with the Maple Leafs here. Tavares, Matthews, Domi, dude. But I think this is an over game, but the Leafs win. I'm going to say 5-3.
I like it. I like that call. I think Maple Leafs in the over is the way to go here. It's the start of the year. Toronto has firepower. LA struggling in overtime as well here. Yeah, give me the Maple Leafs. Give me the over. It could be hat tricks, honestly, on both sides of the puck here. But Leafs end up winning this one. I'm going to say maybe 7-4, dude. Next game up, third game here, 9:30 p.m. The late game, also on Max. Colorado looking for their first dub of the year, Brian. Just like you said, Bruins 2-2 on the year, looking like they could be sneaky good. They're plus 105 on the money line. 6.5 is your over/under. Elias Lindholm, you got to watch for the Bruins. 5 points through the first 4 games, 2 of them coming from goals. What do you see here for the Colorado Avs?
I think they get on the board here. And again, always been an Avs guy, not a Bruins guy. But McKinnon and I think Makar, Tony, they're going to win this one. And I think, maybe it's tight early, but I can see them scoring 3 in the third to win this one ultimately 6-3. So it's the Avs and it's the under and over, and it's McKinnon with the Josh B. hat trick.
I love that there, especially, Avs at home here. But, you said you're an Avs guy. I've been betting Bruins probably more often than not, and I'm going to hear tonight Avs struggling to keep the puck out of their own net, giving up, 20 goals in their last 3 games, Brian? Where is their defense? Where is their goaltending? You know who has good defense and goaltending? They're Boston Bruins. They're winning this game by the score of 4-0. Swayman, first shutout of the year. Bruins in the under. What's up? Last game now. We're moving over here. Late night, 10 p.m. Anaheim, California. The Honda Center. The 1-1 Mighty Ducks taking on the 3-1 Utah Hockey Club. Utah minus 155. Over under 6.5. Clayton Keller, Brian, your guy. 6 points in the first 4 games.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen with Vizmelka. I still can't believe he's the backup goalie. But anyway, give me Utah here. I think it's a good story to start. We knew they had talent, but it was about progressing, growing, and it looks like that's what they've done in the early going here. Keller, 2 goals and an assist. And I'm going to say Utah winning this one on the heels of a 35-save performance from Connor Ingram. Are going to win this one 4-2, Utah and the under.
Yeah, I like that. Again, the momentum for Utah has been huge. Look at their point leaders here: Keller, Gunther, Cooley, All these guys get on the score sheet multiple times. Ducks just don't have it too. And Ingram has been doing well in between the posts here. Yeah, give me the hockey club here. They're winning this game by the firepower score of 4-1. Utah in the under, dude.
And just like that, that is your NHL frenzy, Tony. So getting in the hockey mindset
It does feel
just
good.
ever so slightly.
It does feel good, Brian.
And if we could, Tony, just on the way out here, and this is on me because usually I'm ahead of this type of things. Shriners beginning tomorrow. TPC Summerlin in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tom Kim has won a couple of these. I believe he's the defending champion. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's won the last two. But regardless of that, par 71, 7,255 yards. And I always mention this, but it's a shame again that there's no way to really and yeah, Kim has won the last two, by the way. But
nice.
There's no way to make these fall events kind of like matter more, get better fields, because it's just a perfect time. Like Vegas this time of year, the weather, Tony, and this course is beautiful. And we do have Tom Kim, back in the field. So, of course, that's good as he looks to go 3 in a row. But, of course, all the big names missing. He's actually the highest ranked golfer in the world. There's no golfers within the top 39 of the world other than Tom Kim. But you also have David Thompson, Cam Davis, Steven Yeager, Taylor Pendrith, Matt McCarthy, Adam Hadwin, Eric Cole, Nick Taylor, Austin Ethroke, Tom Hoagie, JT Poston. We do have a Ricky Fowler sighting as well. Johnny Vegas, maybe there's something there. Got his first win in like 8 years earlier this year. So he's in Vegas. You never know what'll happen there. Keith Mitchell and Patton Kazir. Give Matt Kuchar a shout out here as well, Tony. So kind of an interesting event and coverage underway tomorrow, 9:45 on ESPN Plus and on Golf Channel, 5 o'clock time difference, all of that. I mean, what do you think here?
Am I crazy? I'm looking at PGAtour.com and they have 2022, 2023 results listed twice. Am I wrong there? Do you see that?
Might have been something where it was part of the regular schedule, but then when they switched over to the year-long schedule, it was in the fall. It used to not be in the fall. That's why.
Okay.
So they actually did technically play it twice, but it was
in the same year.
It was part of 2 separate schedules.
It's kind of weird, but I don't know because nothing's changing here. Like, do you see this where it's like 2022, 2023, Tom Kim 24 under, and then I go the other one and it's Tom Kim 24 under again?
Well, there's one thing.
Because then if I go to 2021, 2022, Sungjae Im won at 24 under. Just kind of confused. At the bottom of this, dude. Wow, Martin Ward won in 2020.
Yeah, so I think that actually is like an error on the site. Yeah.
How dare they, PGA, dude? You get fired. Whoever did that. So Sungjae Im won last year, Sungjae Im won 2 years ago. Tom Kim
3 years ago, actually. Tom Kim won the last 2 years.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so I don't know. I was looking at this, and I think you talked about the field and whatnot, and who's been winning and who's the only highest ranked golfer, whatever, dude. For my winner, Brian, I'm gonna go Bo Hostler.
Wow.
Exactly. The 29-year-old out of California went to University of Texas. You want to look at what he's done so far this year: 3 top 10 finishes, no wins this year, no career wins on the tour. However, I think he's been getting some momentum, dude. I mean, you want to look at his last 4 tournaments, even back to early August, Wyndham Championship, tied for 12th, cut at the Pro Core, but placed 2nd at Sanderson Farms, tied 11th in Black Desert. So I think he's on the cusp of something good. And he's one of the top-ranked golfers. He's top 30, I believe, in terms of strokes gained around the green and putting as well. So I don't know. You know what they say, dude? Drive for show, putt for dough. Thank you very much, Brian. So I think I'm going to go Bo Hostler by a score of maybe 23 under. That seems to be somewhere around what people typically post, or winners anyway, post at this course. And then for my sleeper here, go Mark Hubbard.
There we go.
Dude. A bit of a veteran here, 35 years old, has been on the tour for 12 years now, Brian. 2 top 10 finishes this year. Another guy with 0 career wins. You could say he's due here. But pretty consistent on a lot of different cuts, but then placing 17th, cut again, tied 61, cut again, tied 63, cut again, the Black Desert. So bit of a rut right now. But hey, man, that's why he's a dog, dude. So let's go.
I'm gonna go with 2 guys in ruts, Tony. I mean, law of averages.
Exactly.
You're figuring it out. And one is a major champion, but he's a sleeper. The winner, and I tried this again a couple weeks ago, didn't work. I'm hoping that it works this time.
Back to the well.
Ricky.
Wow.
Ricky Fowler. It's time for him to get the job done, and I think he will. Favorable conditions, nice course. I think it'll be jacked up. I'm sure a great fan following as well.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go with Ricky to win. I'm going to say 17 under. And then the sleeper, former Open champion Francisco Molinari, has fallen on some tough times. Last season, Tony, his highest finish was 46th. And this is a guy that out-dueled Tiger at the Open Championship 6 years ago. And here he is missing the cut in the vast majority of his events played. So I think magic strikes again in the desert. Watch out for Johnny Vegas as well. I'm sure he'll be fired up. In addition to Francisco Molinari.
Wow, a little bonus pick there, dude.
Little bonus pick. So this will get underway 9:45 ESPN Plus, 5 o'clock on Golf Channel tomorrow.
Vegas, you're hyped?
Vegas is hyped. And Vegas is hyped, right? Like Johnny Vegas is hyped, but Las Vegas is hyped. But lastly, I know I keep mentioning this.
Oh, yeah.
Fall season. I mean, you think anything they could do, or is it like the players themselves, like Scotty in Schauffele, they just want to chill right now?
I was gonna say that, yeah.
But you don't think you see Tom Kim play. I know obviously he won, so maybe that has something to do with it. But they literally make it where they can't even earn FedEx Cup points in the fall. So,
really?
But I mean, obviously you could pick up the dough, Tony. Yeah. I just know as a player, I don't know. You think about the Tour Championship ending the season in August. So then all of September off, all of October off, all of November off, and all of December off before you get to the Century. I mean, that's a lot of time. I don't know if I'd want to go that long.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, these guys are probably still golfing regardless. But I mean, it's a long year for them. Like you said, they definitely just want to chill, spend time with the fam. Scotty Scheffler, brand new father. What's up, dude? And like you said, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the purse is $7 million, so I don't know.
1.5
for the winner. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, not everybody's Scotty Scheffler and wins $80 million on a PGA Tour season.
That's true. I mean, I'd golf in this tournament,
Yeah.
For the
especially
purse.
Vegas. I mean,
and then
you could be off for a couple weeks.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess again, too, I think trouble is, they want some time off. Also, there's a lot to compete with right now in the world of sports as
Martin Lard, dude. Is he in the field? I don't think so.
I didn't see his name.
I didn't see him either.
And then also too, coming up, to finish out this fall season, next week, Zozo Championship from Japan. And then you're gonna take a little break, November 7th. El Cardinal at Diamante, Los Cabos. You'll have the Worldwide Technology Championship, followed by the Butterfield Bermuda Championship, the RSM at St. Simon's, and then Tiger's event in December, the Hero World Challenge at Albany in the Bahamas.
Nice.
The Grant Thornton, the mix, between the LPGA, PGA, and that's it for 2024. And then we're on to Hawaii, the Sony Open, the Century. So, I mean, there we are, huh?
Yeah, some exciting stuff coming up, dude.
And then before you know it, opening tee shots. Is it one of those things where when it's not going on, like you don't feel like you're like missing anything, but then once it is Masters week, then you're kind of like,
I think so. Leading up to Masters at the very least, and then you feel like you're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I would say, Tony, that's that.
Yeah, right. You golfing today?
No. The golf during the week is done. I mean, it just gets dark too early. It's too cold. But this weekend, for instance, warmer weather, that presents an opportunity. But during the week, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I have to say, what a show today. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume. The merch at downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy Gaming Corner. And
let's go, Mets!
We will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.